Curious ka ba kung ano bang ibig sabihin ng 4A's lesson plan and kung paano ba siya gawin? So in this video, tuturuan kita kung ano bang ibig sabihin ng 4A's lesson plan at kung paano siya gawin. So tumambay ka muna dito sa video na to and keep on watching.
I like me better when I'm with you.
What's up guys, this is Chernil and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, we're gonna talk about what is the 4A's lesson plan format and what are the ways on how to create it. So kung mapapansin nyo, parang umulit ata ako ng vlog tungkol sa 4A's lesson plan because I found out that on the newest video that I uploaded yesterday or 2 days ago, meron pala akong explanation doon na mali. And ayoko na magturo ng mali sa inyo guys kasi syempre very critical ang pag-create ng lesson plan, especially to those teacher applicants na magda-demo. Syempre, ayoko na magturo ng mali sa inyo. So I decided to delete it and ito na nga, nag-create ako ng bago and talagang inayos ko talaga, sinulat ko talaga siya guys. Talagang pinlano ko kung ano yung mga gusto ko sabihin ngayon when it comes to this 4A's lesson plan format. So, para makapagturo ako ng maganda sa inyo. So, kung dati ka na sa video ko, hey! Kung bago ka, welcome dito sa aking bagong YouTube channel. So, it's called Chernil and my vision is to help the teacher applicants in their application in DepEd. So bago tayo mag-start, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down there at i-hit din ang notification bell para maging updated ka sa lahat ng mga bagong trends at sa lahat ng mga bagong videos ko na i-upload every single week. So now we're gonna discuss how to create the 4A's lesson plan and what is the 4A's lesson plan. But before that, take note guys na not all the time iisang teaching format lang ang gagamitin mo. Kasi meron tayong mga lessons na nagre-require ng ibang klaseng teaching format. Halimbawa, meron tayong lessons na kailangan teacher-centered. Meron mga lessons na learner-centered dapat. Meron mga lessons na dapat discovery method. So, it requires different sets of teaching formats na kailangan mong gamitin kapag nagtuturo ka. So, ang 4A's lesson plan ay naglalaman ng series of parts na 4 na letter A, kaya nga siya tinawag na 4A's lesson plan. So, ang unang A is code activity, number 2 is analysis, number 3 is abstraction, and number 4 is application. So, kailan ka ba gagamit ng 4A's lesson plan? I suggest that you should use the 4A's lesson plan, especially when your lesson is learner-centered. Ano nga bang ibig sabihin ng isang learner-centered lesson? Ito yung lesson na gusto mong pupils mo or students mo ang create ng ideas in order for them to learn your new lesson or the lesson that you will present during your time. And during the learner-centered lesson, you will only serve as the facilitator. So may mga nagtatanong din sa akin sa YouTube and sa aking Facebook account. Ang 4A's lesson plan ay applicable po sa lahat ng subjects. Ulitin ko po, sa lahat ng subjects as long as your lesson is learner-centered. So along the way, meron tayong i-analyze at i-critic na isang sample ng isang 4A's lesson plan. Actually, lesson plan ko siya. I converted my lesson from the DLL and transformed it into a 4A's lesson plan simply because gusto kong makita nyo at malaman nyo kung ano ba yung gusto kong i-explain dito sa video na to, kung ano bang ibig sabihin ng 4A's lesson plan and ano ba yung mga parts ng 4A's lesson plan. Kasi guys, I strongly advise na dapat hindi kayo masyadong nagde-depend sa other people na sila ang gumawa ng lesson plan mo kasi number 1, trabaho mo yun bilang teacher kasi creating a lesson plan is our bread and butter. Kumbaga, hindi ka dapat magtuturo kung wala kang lesson plan kasi the lesson plan is the Bible of the teachers. You cannot teach without your lesson plan. So kung hindi ka marunong gumawa ng lesson plan, that means you're not ready enough in entering the DepEd kasi the DepEd requires teachers who are very, very well-rounded, especially when creating the lesson plan because the lesson plan is very crucial in entering the DepEd kasi syempre dapat magtuturo ka ng sure and dapat nakapaggawa ka na ng lesson plan before ka magturo sa mga bata. So I will introduce you to the format of the 4A's lesson plan. So nandun pa rin yung number 1 objective that includes the content standard, performance standard, and the learning objectives that includes also the knowledge objective, the attitude objective, and the skills objective. Then number 2 nun is the content, which includes your resources and the other learning materials that you use in your teaching. And then number 3 is your procedure. Number 4 will be your evaluation. Number 5 is your assignment, enrichment, or remediation. Number 6 is your remarks, and then number 7 is your reflection. So, kung hindi ka pa marunong gumawa ng content standard, performance standard, ng mga bagong learning objectives natin such as the skill objective, attitude objective, and the knowledge objective, I suggest na panoorin mo muna yung nauna kong video dito, which is the K-12 lesson plan tutorial on how to create the new updated format of the lesson plan. Panoorin mo siya on a separate time. But kung master na master mo na yon at kung marunong ka na mag-create nun, then dito tayo sa video na to. Pero kung para naman sa mga ibang applicants na, Sir Neil, paano kung hindi ako marunong gumawa ng content standard? Paano kung hindi ako marunong gumawa ng performance standard? Paano kung hindi ako marunong mag-generate ng code na kailangan sa learning objectives? Well, kung hindi naman nire-require ng panel or ng yung screening committee na mag-create ka ng content standard, performance standard, at ng mga learning objectives kasama na ng mga bagong parts which are the remarks and the reflection, wag ka na maglagay. So mag-focus tayo sa third part ng 4A's lesson plan, which is the procedure. Hindi na natin masyadong i-discuss yung ibang mga parts kasi medyo familiar na tayo doon at na-discuss ko na din siya sa dati kong video. So under ng procedure, nandun pa rin naman ang preliminary activities mo: greetings, prayer, energizer, checking of attendance, checking of assignment, recalling of classroom rules, yun pa rin yun. Letter B will be your drill and then your review. Then number 3 nun is your activity. Yun na yung unang part ng 4A's. So sa activity, pwede kang ganito. Number 1, your activity should activate their prior knowledge. Ano bang ibig sabihin ng prior knowledge, guys? Yung prior knowledge, ito yung mga knowledge na nalalaman na nila dati pa. So you might know this as stock knowledge or prior knowledge or background knowledge. So dito sa pag-activate ng prior knowledge, dapat i-engage mo ang mga learners sa mga sets of activities that will link them in their prior knowledge or in their previous lesson. Halimbawa, ang dati kong lesson ay tungkol sa pangunahing direksyon, north, east, west, south. And then, ang susunod kong lesson is mga bahagi ng komunidad. Yung dalawa ay medyo related kasi mag-create ako ng mapa doon sa bago kong lesson. So, dapat marunong na silang identify ng mga pangunahing direksyon muna. So, paano ko gagawin yun? Paano ko i-activate ang kanilang prior knowledge? So, halimbawa, pwede kayong magpalaro, games. Halimbawa, magpapresent ka ng chart. And then, mga bata, meron ako ditong isang larawan ng naglalaman ng mga arrows. Kaya lang, may problema. Walang pangalan ang kanilang tinuturong direksyon. Maaari nyo bang sabihin sa akin kung ano-ano ang mga pangalan ng direksyon na ito? Yun, pwede yun kasi you are activating their prior knowledge na. So, ang ikalawang pwede mong gawin sa activity ay you can give them an activity that links them to the new lesson. So, yung kanina, activity that activates their prior knowledge. Dito naman sa second option, you can create an activity that will link them to the new lesson. So, dito naman, i-check mo pa rin naman ang prior knowledge. But, that is a bit of different from the first option. Kasi dito, guys, titingnan mo kung may nalalaman ba sila sa bago mong ituturong lesson. Parang ganun, guys. So, ano man pwedeng gawin dito? Pwede ka magpag-group activity, discovery method, experiments, as long as they can produce answers on their own without your help, and dapat maging independent sila from you. Ganun yung gusto kong i-point out kapag gusto mo mag-create ng activity na maglilink sa kanila sa new lesson. So, dun sa second option sa activity, halimbawa ang lesson mo is all about mga bahagi ng komunidad. So, you can create an activity na ganito. Magpa-drawing ka ng picture sa mga bata kung saan makukuha nila ang isang bagay. Halimbawa, ganito. Ipa-drawing mo kung saan ba pwedeng makuha ang gulay, ang prutas sa komunidad mo, which is palengke, ganun yon. Saan ka pwedeng makahanap ng pulis? So, ang ito-drawing nila is police station. So, ito guys, magkikritik tayo ng aking sample lesson plan. So, dito sa activity, ang ginawa ko ay nagbasa ako ng isang story. This is all about the blessing of nature. So, bakit itong pinili ko mag-storytelling? Kasi guys, after ko mag-storytelling, magtatanong ako ng questions. And one of my previous lessons was all about how to identify information from the text given. So, under my story, nagtanong ako, who are the characters in the story? What is the setting of the story? What is the work of ganyan? Kumbaga, you try to activate their prior knowledge kung nalalaman pa ba nilang mag-identify ng mga information given in the story. So, yun yung ginawa ko. So, the second letter A is called analysis. So, dito sa analysis, you will use the answers generated from the activity to present or to prepare them for the new lesson. So, ano ibig sabihin nito, guys? Lahat ng mga nasagot or nagawa ng bata doon sa activity mo, yun ang siyang gagamitin mo pagdating sa analysis para ma-check mo kung pwede ka na ba mag-present ng lesson mo or kung pwede mo bang gamitin yung mga sagot in order for them to learn the new lesson that you will present. So, balik tayo doon sa activity kanina. Halimbawa, ang activity mo is bahagi ng komunidad and nagpa-drawing ka ng mga pictures na kung saan nila mahahanap yung sets of objects which are yung palengke, paaralan, simbahan. So, in that way, kung nakapag-present sila ng ganang mga pictures, you'll know that they are very much ready for your new lesson. So, the second option would be you can use HOTS question. So, pagdating sa HOTS question, pwedeng ganito. Halimbawa, nagpa-group activity ka and may nanalong group. So, tatanungin mo yung winning group ng ganito. Paano kayo nanalo at anong ginawa ninyo para makuha nyo ang mga sagot? So, yan, paano daw, di ba? Or you can ask them ano-ano mga ginawa nyo para manalo kayo. So, in that way, you can elicit information, you can get information from your pupils or students para malaman mo kung ready na ba sila sa ipe-present mong bagong lesson. So, i-critic ulit natin yung aking lesson plan kasi yung lesson plan na ginamit ko is all about how to use and understand information about bar graphs and tables. English grade 2 to, guys. So, pagdating ko sa analysis, after ko magkwento dun sa activity, nagtanong ako ng mga ideas and mga information tungkol sa story. Halimbawa, how many days did Mang Pedring and his wife sold fruits in the market? What are the days mentioned in the story? How many vegetables did Mang Pedro sell on Monday? What about on Wednesday? What about on Friday? So, yung mga tinatanong ko, guys, ay mga informations na i-represent ko na pagdating ko dun sa susunod na letter A. So, kumbaga, dito sa analysis, unti-unti mo nang prepare ang mga bata para sa susunod na lesson. Yun. So, your third letter A would be the abstraction. Take note, di ba, guys, doon muna tayo sa activity. Concrete ang idea. Nagkaroon sila ng hands-on experience sa gusto mong ipagawa sa kanila at sa gusto mong matutunan nila. So, hands-on, concrete. So, pagdating sa abstraction, that concrete idea will be transformed into an abstract idea. So, pupunta na siya sa utak. Parang ganun yun. So, ano bang pwede mong gawin dito sa abstraction? So, ganito. Number 1, present the new lesson. Introduce them the new ideas, knowledge, and lesson. Halimbawa, kanina, yung lesson ko na bahagi ng komunidad, di mag-present ka na ng isang picture ng mapa ng komunidad. Ganun yun. Then, number 2 is your discussion na kasi ituturo mo na yung gusto mong ituro sa kanila kanina pa. So, ibibigay mo na sa kanila ang kailangan nilang new information, new learning, and new knowledge. Then, number 3, if possible, I strongly advise this activity, isang activity ulit to check if they learned something from your new lesson. Kasi guys, syempre, paano mo malalaman kung may natutunan sila? Alangan namang i-expose mo sila agad sa application. Dapat kumbaga meron munang sets of exercises na pwede ditong gamitin yung guided practice, independent practice, or whatever. Basta activity muna. Basta ma-check mo kung may na-instill na learning bago ka sumabak sa application. The next nun is generalize na. So, after mo mag-present the lesson, discussion, activity, again, dapat makapag-generalize ka because this is the point wherein the ideas they are exposed to mula doon sa activity, matatransform siya into an abstract idea. Mai-instill na sa mind nila kung ano bang gusto mong ituro sa kanila ngayon. So, dito sa lesson plan ko, ang ginawa ko, nag-present ako ng isa pang example ng table. So, tinanong ko ulit sila doon sa mga information. Halimbawa, ang table ko is all about the number of flowers planted in our school. So, tinanong ko, what is the table about? How many santans are planted? How many kalichuchis are planted? So, lahat ng mga information ay naitanong ko. Then, after that, nakapagtanong ako ng, how do we know the value of the bars in the bar graph? Then, next one is, how do we know the value of an object in a table? So, doon pa lang, nasabi ko, paano nyo nalaman na ganito yung information? Paano nyo nalaman na ganito yung value ng kung gaano kadami ang santan? So, ibig sabihin, yung text na nakita nila doon sa present mong table, napunta na siya sa utak yung knowledge na gusto mong matutunan nila. Parang ganun yun. Ay sir, malalaman namin kung ano yung value nung tinutukoy mo, malalaman namin kung ilan yung tanim kasi may number naman sa tabi nun eh, parang ganun. Ay sir, malalaman namin kung gaano kadami yung santa na tinanim mo kasi yung bar naman sir may katapat namang number. So ibig sabihin pag nakasagot yung mata ng ganun, naging abstract na yung idea na gusto mong ituro sa kanila. So kung sa tingin mo yung concrete idea ay na-transform na into an abstract idea, then ang trabaho mo bilang teacher pag nag-generalize ay ganito. Okay children, let us remember that ganyan, 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 ganyan. So kapag naituro mo na kung ano ba yung gusto mong matandaan ng mga bata, then I think the abstraction process is complete because from concrete ideas, you transform them, and you help them transform that concrete idea into an abstract idea na. So the fourth letter A is called application. So hindi na tayo bago dito guys. Syempre, kakatapos mo lang mag-activate ng prior knowledge, kakatapos mo lang mag-link doon sa new lesson, kakatapos mo lang mag-present ng lesson, and then you transform the concrete idea into an abstract idea, then they are ready to apply what they learned today into sets of new situations. So dapat may application ka kasi dito mo malalaman kung kaya ba nilang i-apply, kung kaya ba nilang mag-transform ng learning into new situations. Yun yung gusto kong malaman ninyo pagdating sa application. So paano ba nila malalaman kung natuto sila? Syempre marami pa rin activities, group activity, pair, share, activity sheets, bahala ka as long as you can check kung may natutunan ba sila from your new lesson. Then after that is your evaluation na. Then number 5 is your assignment, enrichment, and remediation. Take note, ina-advise ko kapag demonstration teaching lang naman, assignment lang, or enrichment, alam nga naman mag-remediation ka kasi hindi mo naman ina-expect na babagsak lahat ng mga bata sa'yo. Kasi pag bumagsak ang bata mo, pagdating sa evaluation, then automatic remediation yon. But kung 80% naman ng mga bata ay mataas ang score or passing ang score, then you can try assignment or enrichment na. Then after that comes your remarks and then your reflection. So yun ang buong sample ng isang 4A's lesson plan. So that completes my vlog about the 4A's lesson plan. Kung gusto nyo makuha yung aking sample ng isang 4A's lesson plan, I have a sample, detailed at semi-detailed. Ginamit ko yung lesson ko about the understanding and identifying information about bar graphs and tables. This is English grade 2. You can check that. You can join my Facebook group. It's called Cherneil Facebook group. Ilalagay ko ang link sa description box. And then, kung may mga tanong kayo or comments, I suggest that you can comment on that comment box below, or you can message me through my messenger or Facebook account. As long as it's all about the 4A's lesson plan or how to create the lesson plan, it's fine with me. Basta pwede lang akong siguro mag-critic ng lesson plan, but I'm not up to creating your lesson plan. Kaloka yun guys, it's their job. So that's all for today guys. Kung sa tingin mo nakatulong tong video na to, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. At kung hindi ka pa member ng aking bagong YouTube family, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down there at hit ang notification bell kasi I will post a lot of contents pa soon because up next is how to create the 5E's or the 7E's lesson plan format kasi meron din namang nagtatanong nung sa akin kung paano daw siya gawin, and then klinano ko talaga siya ng mabuti guys, simulan talaga ako ng mga steps, and then yung suggestions ko kung paano i-create yung 7E's or your 5E's lesson plan. So I hope that you can subscribe and i-hit yung notification bell para maging updated ka kung gusto mo magturo ng science because that is the right lesson plan format for you. Iisa-isahin natin siya, hihimay-himayin natin kung paano ba i-create ang 5E's at 7E's lesson plan. I have also my other lesson plan tutorial which is called the K-12 lesson plan tutorial on how to create a lesson plan using the new format na ginagamit ng mga practice teachers at mga ginagamit ng mga DepEd teachers ngayon sa DepEd. So, ilalagay ko ang link talaga niya sa baba, and meron din akong iba pang mga YouTube videos about the DepEd ranking tips and guides mula doon sa guides up to sa documents hanggang sa EPT. I will also put the link on my playlist about that dito sa description box. Kung gusto niyo naman mag-chill at makinig ng music, meron naman akong music covers that is called Cherneil covers. Ilalagay ko din ang link sa description box. So, yun lang guys. So, that's all for today guys. This is Trinil. Kita-kits sa susunod kong video. I love you so much guys. Bye!